want it to look pretty and be functional. Pretty and functional.
I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty.
Super important. This is art for an artist. Same thing. So, have to be careful because I have only so much room of plugs in the back. So, I'm going to get an idea of how tight this is going to be. I'm going to do one row. A tempo audio board is full of holes, okay? Holes everywhere.
I want more. And I know I shouldn't.
Freaking everywhere. So, we're going to lay it all out. Then you attach the mounting plates to the board, and then you stick the pedals on the plates while they're on the board. Pretty ingenious to make sure everything is spaced out right. I do like the way it's designed. I'm excited to do it. Find a good layout that is aesthetically pleasing as well as functional. Remember, pedals can go sideways. Doesn't matter. They don't have to be in the same orientation. It's whatever's consistent and looks nice. That's part of it. All right, we'll get set up for that, and we'll start laying out cables and seeing how much the spacing is going to really come into play. All right, ever so important part of layout now. Okay, so everything is done with intention. So we have these MIDI cables that we have to go in the sides of these bad boys right here. So they have an odd duct. It's like it comes out right here. I was going to have this one right here or somewhere down here, so I had room for these cables right here. I'm going to have to shift this up because of that. And I could turn these around too. They could be upside down. It doesn't matter, but it just doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. So I'm going to find a way to fit it right here. So even if I had to right here, it'd be super, boom, could be right up here. No sweat. Easy peasy. So, but I'm just going to move it down. I'm not going to be using the control parts much, so I'm going to use the skinny slot right here. I'm going to try to ride that as close as I can as far as that. And then we'll get this MIDI cable, this style right here. Boom. We got MIDI end right here, and then TRS on the other side. So the TRS is what goes into this 200 series. Right on the side, right there. Boom, boom. So, we've got to get that all situated, and we'll go from there. There's many things that are nice to have when you're building a pedal board, like a really nice pair of snips, tie downs, options, scissors if you're doing Velcro, sharp knife. They come in handy. Like, tools are important. Spend money on good tools. That's what pedals are. They're tools to make you sound cool. Little retainers. Love these things. These are going to go on the underside of the board. Keep the cables all nice and neat and out of the way, so it looks as clean as possible on top. I'm OCD about that. I love this stuff. Love it. So, got my clippers. I'm just going to get going after it, man. Easy peasy. Once again, garbage can right here. Freaking right here. We're clean. I got time to clean up a huge mess. Okay, so I could cheat that all the way to there if I needed to. I'll leave as much room for this as possible, or... nope, not going to fit there. Yep, that's where it's going to be. Let's see, how much room in between these do we need? Yeah.
Yes!
So nice.
That's awesome!
Man, make it so hard to get a freaking cable out. Well, that is going to be on the inside. We're going to go to the EQ first, just because. Give me an idea on how I need to actually loop these cables. So a lot of times it starts with layout that you want, like the dream layout, lay it out, dream layout, so it looks pretty and it looks cool. But it might not always stay there, because stuff tends to change when you're doing this. You might find a better way for the cables to run so it'll look cleaner, less likely to have shorts. All that matters. So then you're going to jump out of the out right here. We're going to come around to this guy's in. So that's annoying that it's opposite that way. So I have your down cable here if I come from that side. So if I come this side and this side, it's fine, but it still has to cross paths because it's opposite on the other side. I understand, but my OCD gets the better of me sometimes. It really does. Yep, that's going to have to go underneath. Okay, so they're going to have to pivot at that angle. I feel comfortable kinking those just to that point. Look at this, right here. So if this is to be flat, you have just kinks over just a little bit right there. It's not that big of a deal. So you just pull it forward. That'll rest right here. Not going to hurt anything. Easy peasy. That's how we're going to run it. That'll run that way. And then this guy, same thing. That'll run underneath. It'll just sneak it right through. There's a nice, decent sized hole right here. I'm going to just line it up the best I can with that. So I said, cable management. I have to run these big old cables. Yeah, so that gives me an idea of where I'm going to run these cables. So it's got to come out from here, so I'm going to snake it down into this there's a little hole right here. Bam. And then I can snake it up underneath and then come to this first one and then snake it right back down so they are all nice and clean. I'll come to the same hole on everything. So making it aesthetically pleasing is important. You know it's rock solid at that point. Yeah. The only problem is power supplies on the front of these guys. Probably going to have to offset them. So you just offset them just like this. Bam. Boom. Just a little bit like that. So you can get both powers, both cables. Everything's going to look clean. Everything's going to look good. It's all going to go through this little hole right here on the backside. Boom. All right. Let's start running freaking cables and just see real fast, because once I have the final set of these cables, I can build the other cables around whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm cutting every single one of them and making them. These cables right here, this is my biggest concern. These ones I can't really modify. I'm not resoldering. I'm not making custom cables for this. It's not in the freaking budget. We spent the money on the coolest components, the most amount of versatility, because this EQ and these drives, you can make so many way cool sounds.
I'm kind of retarded.
You've heard it done on my channel a lot. I love that EQ. It can totally change the sound of a drive and just give you that next razor's edge or that smooth off or that just that rolled over tone. Makes it so much easier. Like a lot of times when you do a lead, an EQ change is better than a boost. Yeah, have a little bit to let the sound guy know, like, hey, I might be a little bit in front here. But a good sound guy's going to catch you and just going to turn you up in your solo and then he's going to back you down. It's fine. It's no big deal. No big deal. Venues. Invest in good sound people. You don't have a good sound guy. Fix that. The better it sounds, the better the band's going to be. And it's just everything just comes together and you get to watch that magic bloom on that side of the room. So like in the studio creating the music, at rehearsal, when it's vibing, you're writing, or if it's, leading up to a show, playing a show, and everything is on point. The lights are on point. The sound is on point. The crowd is just loving it. You can see why people will do it until the day they die if you get a taste for it, no matter what, because it's just that fun. It's that fun being on stage. It's never fun for me, but it's fun now, running around with the camera.
Freedom, everybody out there. Freedom, put your fists in the air. It's free. Hold on to this feeling. Freedom, freedom.
Way funner for me. All right, I'm gonna get this final layout done and we'll be back. All right, so I think I found a really good layout. So I'm going to have just enough room for the volume and wah pedal right here. It'll be a tight fit, but it'll fit, no problem. MIDI kit will come out through here, going to go underneath. We expect it, this is the space right here, so now time to install the plates. So if you've never seen one of these boards before, this is how they work. Grab one of the freaking plates. I'll put them over here. They look like this, little plates. They go on the bottom of your pedals, like that. Oh yeah. Just like that. So you'll peel this off, but they say to mount it down on the board first, then peel it off, then mount the pedal to it. So if you just kind of like space out your pedals, it's kind of exactly where you wanted them. The pedal board's a giant grid. Like it's easy to keep nice clean lines. They have very distinctive cut holes where you're gonna run cables, all that stuff. Like you can shove a lot down a little freaking space like this. That's why I also chose these really small cables. So I knew they're gonna be really tight. I want to make sure it was gonna be readily accessible if we wanted to change stuff around. That is also something the client has expressed. Hey, I might want to change up a couple things as far as like flow and everything. Of course, boards are always going to do a couple iterations. It's just a rework, It's not that expensive to have me redo it all, but like you'll find the right way that it works for you, but you got to jam with it, it's fine. It's no big deal. But that's one thing about the Temple audio boards, you can move stuff around. But since everything's pretty much MIDI switched, it's not going to be that big of a deal. It's going to be pretty much set and forget. You're just going to be messing with knobs on your drives for different gain stages. But with the EQ, it's going to give you a lot more versatility there, so you can boost a lot more very unique frequencies to get exactly what you want versus just stacking drives. So, and you can always add another drive. You can have like several drives, like, you always want these two on at the same time, put them in their own loop. You still have access to this button right here. You can turn it on and off if you don't need it for one song. You can control still a lot more than just 9 freaking pedals. No problem. Do a lot. Okay, let's get after it. So with the Temple audio boards, you have these little mounting plates. Little nub right here. They line up with a hole, so it locks down. It's really nice and sturdy. I like that a lot, actually. I just did not want to trade anything over, but doing a custom build like this, I love this. I freaking love this. So we're going to take this one, boom, we're going to line it up right here, make sure it's in the spacing that we want. So I want these, because these cables are going to kind of go diagonally that way to an output and then come back in, or I can just do them on the top of the board. Haven't decided yet, just depends if I'm going to run send and return. I think I'm going to put the effects in send and return, just so I have more. We'll see how it goes. I'll just Depends. I'm still thinking through exactly what I want because I want to give him the most amount of functionality. I don't want it to be so complicated that he can't fix his own stuff. That's not, if it's an emergency and you're at a gig, like you got to at least understand it. So that's also what this is for. Troy, this is also what this is for, is this is your instruction manual on how this was done, okay? Like you're gonna get all of it. And I think you're gonna appreciate the instruction manual way more in the long run. So boom, that's where we're gonna put that one. We're gonna get the next one. We're just gonna get it rolling, lay out all the plates, know how many plates we have left, and we'll go from there. Okay, all right, so now we have the layout. All right, I have a square clamped down to the board right here, so I'll make sure I'm going to get even spacing all the way across the board with all the holes. And there's a little bit of gaff tape on the end here, so it's a little bit out of shot, but this is going to get you to know. So I know when I'm going to mount these pedals down, they're going to be exactly where I want them. So I'm going to lay these out. Boom. I don't need to be that far apart. I know going in it's going to be perfect. This is what it takes. If you're going to build a badass board like this and you want it to be as pro as it gets, details, man. Details matter. Like you get hired because of the details. I love building pedal boards, so the more people that want to have me do that, it's great. Love doing it. Once I've had the slot selected that the bottom mounting plate is going to go to, you have this little screw right here, bam, 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 and it mounts to the bottom underneath. So securing the plate. So I'm going to flip the board up. I just one pedal at a time. I don't want them to fall off, be annoying. All right. Okay, I'm just going to hand tighten them. I'm not going to super bomb-proof tighten them like with a giant screwdriver till the end. Got that one. And then you can peel it off and immediately stick the pedal down. Because you're going to build onto it like it's fine. I want these to look aesthetically pleasing. So there's little tweaks I got to make along the way. Like I want to be able to do that. So I'm lining it up with the top of the square. Here, I'm going to reposition this freaking thing. So y'all can see it. Exactly what I'm talking about here. Okay, so this pedal is all the way to the top of the square. All right, one thing I am going to do is a spacer, because these are the next ones that get hooked up. They're going to have to be, you know, doing this whole thing. So that's that close. But then there's also the cable. So I'm going to move them a little bit, like toward this little hole right here. See, there's little holes in between. And I'll be able to get those cables nice and easily down in there. Like that's like almost a perfect line. So I'll inlay that as well real fast. Big plate, same thing. So this is where I want it to be. So I'm going to find a good spot where this is going to fit. It's going to drop down in there nice and snug. Make sure I fish that back in there before I ever take off the freaking plate. I see where it's sitting. If I line it up like this and I tilt this up, you can see how aligned it is. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. Nice and even. Oh. I'm an idiot.
I'm kind of retarded.
This is the spacer just to make sure. So the cable's plugged in now on the side. And I'm going to come in from the top and line it up that way. So I can see all my lines that I want on this side. I'm going to work it and rock it down into place. That way I know it stays on line. Everything's going to stay, like you'll have just a slight little rolled over edge and it's going to be freaking fantastic. I got it clamped and taped down. It's not going anywhere. Use it as an edge. What it's designed for. Straight lines. Who says going straight isn't fun? Only OCD people and people with weirdness. That's going to be about that same amount of spacing. Because look, oh, I already have a ruler right here. I know how much spacing is in between them. It can be exact. You have to use your eyeball. Start there. All right, this is kind of rusted though. Barely under an inch. So that puts this about right here. Split between 9 and 13 inches here. All right.
That's what she said.
Perfect. That way, I move this out of the way. I'll be able to find a spot that works. And that. Yep, perfect. Okay, I'm going to secure the back. So these are secured, they're not going anywhere. Yeah, don't freaking take the plastic off the top until you're mounting the pedal. That is a definitely freaking not a good idea. Now we can actually measure that freaking down. There we go. Freaking awesome. Sweet. Okay, rinse and repeat, yo. So peel a sticker. You have to do both at the same time. If you do not do them both at the same time, you will be screwed. Okay, so the back is aligned via straight edge right here. This one I'm going to line off the front. I'm going to cheat it just barely back, okay? From the front edge. Last piece going on now. Cue. and trying to keep everything nice and straight. I want as much on this backside for these access to these holes to get cables through. So I want it as forward as possible, but not equal to the front edge. So in case it does get dropped or something like that, it's not going to take that full force. It's the board's going to hit versus the pedal. So I cheat it back a little bit, but space is a tough one on this board anyway. So we're just going to keep cranking it out. And then time to start running power. And then once power is run, then I start running cables.
Now it's time for audio cables. Oh, yeah. Routing power through the fables. From fuzz to funk, it's an exploration. This is how we groove the vibration.